Okay, so we are not anywhere yet. But okay. Good. Awesome. Love it when a good plan comes together. Okay, plans to go live. Yes. Okay. Okay. Are you ready?
So we're ready. How do I advance to the next slide?
You are live, and I will do that for you.
Okay.
So, all right, everyone. We are here today. Susie and I are here. Sorry, it took us a minute to get all of our technology together and our software going and all the things, but we can do hard things, ladies. That's what we're here to talk about is the hard stuff. So we can figure it out. We don't give up. We keep going until we make it all work. So I am Jennifer Gilliland. I'm a dietitian and a therapist for those of you that are new to our world. And Susie is...
I am. So I am a certified personal trainer and have been since 2009. I also have a bachelor's degree in health education and I have an emphasis in community wellness. So together we kind of cover a lot of areas of health, and that's why we're together, because Jen has a lot of the things that I don't have. I have a lot of the things that she doesn't have, but together we have been able to create a pretty full circle health program together. So that's what we do. That's who we are. Now let's talk about what you do. Ladies, welcome to the discussion on strength training secrets for women over the age of 35. Why? Why is that the number? That is because your hormones change when you turn somewhere between 35 and 50. If you make it all the way to 50 before you go through this stuff, awesome. Most of you won't. Most of you will go through perimenopause for like 10 years or something in that time frame before you turn 50. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're like, holy cow, I'm only 35 years old and I'm already going through this stuff, welcome, ladies. You are in the right place. And it's totally normal. And if you're sick of hearing that it's totally normal, then welcome also, because that's the most frustrating thing that I think Jen and I hear more than anything, is that most women come in here and they're like, my labs are normal, my numbers are normal, and I still feel like crap. What's going on? So that's what we do. Today, we are talking specifically about strength training and how you can use strength training in a very special way in order to put your hormones first. Jen, everything we do is hormones first, right? And so all the things that we teach in the Menopause Empowerment Circle and everywhere else that we teach, we are thinking about you ladies. We only do the research and we only teach programming that is designed for you specifically. So this is not strength training if you are 20. If you are a 20-year-old, happy to see you, but this is not for you. If you are a man, happy to see you, but this is not for you. If you are a woman in midlife, perimenopause, menopause, or postmenopause, even those of you that are like in your 70s, they're like, oh, I think I'm beyond this. This is also for you. So welcome, ladies. Today we're talking about how you can do specific setup, a specific formula when you do your workouts that makes all the difference in the world. So that's what we're talking about. Let's jump into it.
Susie, before you get rolling, just really quick, I just want to let everybody know I'm watching the comments in our Facebook group. So if you are in our Facebook group and you are putting comments in there, I will be looking at that and we'll talk about them. So feel free, if you've got anything, comment, suggestion, thought, whatever, throw it in the Facebook group. And I will be happy to share that with Susie, and we'll get all your questions answered and all the good things while we're here together. So take it away, Susie.
Excellent. Good point. Yes. As you have questions about the things that I'm talking about, type them in the chat and we'll cover them at the end. Excuse me. All right, so let's get into it. Jen, we are covering the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 formula. This is our secret magical strength training secret formula. But if I go through 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, we're going to be here a minute. Y'all are here for like a 15-minute live. So we're going to cover the two that I think are most specific to women right now. So Jen, let's go to the next slide. We are not covering everything. We are covering number 4 and number 10. Let's jump into number 4. Number 4. 4 means 4 sets followed by rest. Okay? 4 sets followed by rest. That is your new mantra as you are lifting weights. This does not apply to other types of exercise, but in terms of lifting weights for strength gains, which is a very important part of your workouts after the age of 35. If you're not doing it, please send me a message right now and let's get you doing it. 4 sets plus rest. So you do a quick warm-up, not a quick warm-up. You do a good warm-up. You're feeling good. You're feeling ready to go. Then you jump into your first set. Whatever that is, you're going to pick one movement, okay? So maybe it's squats. Maybe it's shoulder press. Maybe it's back rows. Maybe it's bench press. Whatever it is, you're going to do one set of a certain number of reps. We won't talk about reps today. There's like different rep ranges for different fitness levels. We are going to talk about where to begin for different fitness levels. So we'll get into that in a second. But you're going to do some work, some reps. Then you're going to put those weights down and you're going to rest for a minute. No, it's not for a minute. It's for 2 or 3 minutes. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to build in rest into our workouts. Why? Because of your hormones. I'm going to tell you why in just a minute. But let's see what this looks like as we go throughout this workout. So you do some work, then you rest. Then you come back and you do work. Same movement, you guys. If you did squats on round 1, you're doing squats for round 2. Then you go into the third round, squats for round 3. Then you rest again. Then squats for round 4. Then you rest again. We get all 4 of these through. Okay, Jen, will you pull those up on the screen for me? Thank you. So we got through all 4 of those.
I went too far.
The point of this process is to create change. If you are doing less than 4 sets, you are working the muscles you already have, which is a decent thing to do. But for women who have already experienced the drops in estrogen and progesterone, time is not your friend. You are not able to just write it out and just work the muscles that you have. You have to create new muscles because time is working against you. And about every 10 years after the age of 30, we lose about 3 to 5% of our muscle mass. And that is a huge problem. But it's not an inevitable problem. It is a problem you can solve with this system, this framework. So 4 sets with rest built in. All right, next slide, Jen. Thank you. Why? Why do we do it this way? First, because I just said we're going to build new muscle. Muscle is the organ of longevity. Muscle is the number 1 indicator for you to know that as you age, your life can still be excellent. You can still go into your 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s and enjoy life. You can still do the things that you want to do. All these things that are out there that are like, oh, once a woman hits 40, like it's time to slow down and it's time to, no, all of that is garbage. You guys, this is the time of life where we want to elevate. This is where we finally have time and money and motivation to do the things. But at the same time, we also have so much information coming at us from every direction. This is how we simplify it down. All right. So we're going to focus on muscle gains when it comes to your workouts. The 4 sets is going to get you there. The second thing is that rest period builds in what's called stress resilience, which simply means you're training your body for high stress periods followed immediately by recovery. Your brain is wired for pattern. If I say 1, 2, 3, you know the next number is 4. If you're here, drop a 4 in the chat. You know the next number of 4 because your brain is wired for 4 or for patterns, right? If I say, I don't know, purple, yellow, green, like there's no pattern. You don't know what's coming next, right? But if I tell you, okay, tell me your address, you're going to tell me your street, your city, and you know the next thing is state. We have been trained with these patterns, and so you know what to expect. We're going to do the same thing with our body-mind connection, brain-body connection, okay? So that's what we're going to do with this kind of training. When you build in high periods of work and stress followed immediately by recovery, and you repeat it over and over again 4 times through one movement, your brain starts to expect that pattern. So not only are you creating more muscle, but you are creating neuroplasticity, which means change in the brain so that you can be more successful. The reason for this is so important in midlife in particular is because of cortisol. Okay, our hormones are shifting, right? Cortisol is a big issue that causes all sorts of things, stress and belly fat. It literally causes you to gain weight, fatigue, brain fog, all sorts of other issues. All of that is fine as long as estrogen and progesterone are balanced in your body, because those three play well together. But as soon as estrogen and progesterone start to take a hike, cortisol hikes up the other way, and it becomes a major problem. So this stress resilience training, where we're training our brain, work followed by rest and repeating that pattern, this is a beautiful thing that you're giving yourself. It's a huge gift that you're setting up for yourself during your workouts. That's the greatest part, is you come in here and you're like, okay, I got to do all these different things. I got to work out, and then I got to do this, and then I got to decrease my stress. It does it all at the same time, you guys. This is how we simplify. We find something that works, and then we do that consistently. So you're going to do this over and over again. Every time you do a strength training session, think those thoughts. If you get into the Menopause Empowerment Circle, I can give you the full 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I'll tell you about the Menopause Empowerment Circle in just a minute. But for today, we're talking about that 4. That was your 4 sets. And this is the reason why. Other hormones that are involved in this process are going to be dopamine. You're going to feel happier when you do it this way. When you work hard and then you follow it with recovery, you train your brain to recover. You're going to increase your serotonin, which helps you feel satisfied with your life. You're going to feel more content because, one, you're going to have a different body composition. And what woman doesn't feel excited and happy about that, right? 2, you're just going to build that into your hormonal process. We're also going to elevate human growth hormone. A lot of people think that after the age of 35, you cannot repair your cells and you're just deteriorating after that. It's a lie. The more strength training you do, the better your HGH will work. Your body can actually get better over time. There's a lot of people in the space right now that are talking about, I'm in better shape in my 50s than I was in my 30s. That's true. One of the reasons is HGH. Ghrelin and leptin. If you feel hungry all the time, or you never feel hungry, or you never feel full, strength training with this particular framework can help balance those hormones. You heard that term all over the place, rebalancing my hormones. This is what we're talking about. Using simple actions to make a huge difference in all sorts of metabolic processes. So your food, the way that you consume food is going to change as well. Then we're going to hit melatonin. Hello, this is your sleep hormone. Ladies, if you are getting if you're getting woken up in the middle of the night, if you're checking your phone at 3:33 to see what time it is, so am I. And here's how you solve the problem, okay, ladies? We are going to lift this way. I promise you. If you learn to train your muscles and train your brain, your hormones respond in kind. DHEA is also involved in that process of growth and repair. All sorts of things are happening because we're just changing one thing. When you go to the gym or when you go work out in your house, you're going to do 4 sets with rest between. You're welcome. All right. So now I said we were going to cover the 4 and the 10. Let's talk about 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 is the full formula. We're just going to cover 4. That's what we just did with the 4 sets. And 10. 10 means 10% beyond your comfort zone. Remember how I just mentioned that you can't just train what you already have because time is not your friend anymore that way. We're going to work at a level that makes it so that we can consistently progress without risking injury. Raise your hand or put an emoji in the comments. Put any emoji that you want. Tell us what your thoughts are on this. If you've ever thought, all right, I'm going to start a new workout plan, and within the first week you hurt yourself. It's so frustrating because you're like all motivated and ready to start doing this thing. And then you have to stop. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's so frustrating. So by using this 10, we're going to work 10% outside our comfort zone. We're going to prevent that extremism. We're not going to go from, I have not got off my couch for a very long time, to 75 hard. My friends, that is how people get injured. We're not going to do that today. Okay. So Jen, go ahead and move to the next slide for me. Thank you. There are 3 phases for midlife fitness. All right. The first one is form and mobility. Form is my jam. You guys, if you fix your form, you can fix anything. It is amazing how fast pain goes away, how fast aching goes away, how fast stiffness goes away, and how fast you can progress when you have proper form. So we always start with form first. If you're like, I don't know what my form looks like, get a personal trainer for 1 or 2 sessions, or join the MEC and send your videos to me and I will analyze your form as part of the process. That's what we do. And we want you to have excellent form so that you can progress without pain, without injury. It's really incredible what this process can do for you. So we always start with form and mobility. Mobility simply means the ability to move into the movement. Range of motion is right up in there with mobility. So range of motion means the ability to move all the way through a movement. Go ahead and put your arms up like this with me. Everybody do this if you're watching. And you're going to come all the way back. See if you can take your hands clear back behind your head. If you can't, that's a range of motion issue, okay? If you can, and you can come all the way back here, this is full mobility. So what we're going to think about is excellent form. Then we're going to get into range of motion. Oh, let's hit this number, pain-free. How many of you just did this and you were like, oh, that hurts so bad? You're not alone, and that's fine. My friends, that's where you are. We're going to start where you are, and then we're going to work 10% beyond that comfort zone. Melissa says I did that last week. Excellent. Gail's thumbs up. Okay, guys, this is good. Thanks for your comments. Keep them coming. Let's talk about range of motion and mobility in the comments. Tell me, or a pain. Let's talk about that in the comments. Tell me which pain you guys are dealing with. If you have got tight knees or aching back or whatever you got going on, tell us your pains, your range of motion issues, or your mobility issues in the comments so we can see what we're dealing with here. Anyway, so we're moving into those two first. That's always where we start. Start with form. Then we move into full range of motion. Then we move into making sure that we are free from pain in that range of motion. And at that point, then we can get into what everybody is talking about right now, which is lifting heavy. Everybody out there is like, every woman over the age of 35 needs to lift heavy. Oh, please, for the love of the world, don't start there. Okay? Don't start with heavy. We do a full 3 weeks of implementing this in our process, you guys. We start with 1 and 2. We start with form. We start with pain-free. We start with all of these things first, and we focus on them for a full week at a time. If any of you are like, well, I haven't done a program for a while, but every time I get in, I get overwhelmed and then I stop. That's not what we do. This is the opposite of what we do, you guys. We do a little bit at a time. All right, go ahead to the next slide, Jen. So full 3 weeks of implementing all of these things is built into the MEC process. Progressive overload is what people are talking about when they're like, lift heavy. Progressive overload simply means you're doing the same movement, but you're increasing the amount of resistance that is involved. So if you start with body weight squats and then you hold a 10-pound dumbbell, that's progressive overload. Then you hold a 20-pound dumbbell after a week or two, progressive overload. So the point of progressive overload is that continued progress. But we always work within that. What is the magic number? If you remember the magic number, type it in the comments. How far outside your comfort zone do you work? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for a comment to come in. Those of you that are watching the replay don't want to watch me wait, so I'm not going to wait. The number is 10. 10% beyond our comfort zone. There, it's coming in. Okay, good. So 10% beyond our comfort zone, that's how we progressively overload. You don't go from no exercise experience at all to putting a 135-pound bar on your back for squats. We don't do that. We start with form, we go range of motion, and then we start where we are and move up in progressive overload. That is the process. That is how you strength train safely, efficiently, and effectively in midlife, you guys. I hope this has been super valuable for you. And if you are already a member of the Menopause Empowerment Circle, you can get all the notes from all of this and you get the full formula as part of the program. So you guys, thank you for coming. We will see you on our next coaching call. Those of you that are not in the Menopause Empowerment Circle, I would like to introduce you to the Menopause Empowerment Circle for a minute here. If you don't know what it is, let's talk about it so that we can talk about it. Jen, why don't you start us off? What are we going to pay to hire a dietitian to help us out in the regular world?
So there's so many variables that come along with that, right? There's a lot of different things that we need to think about when we're talking about nutrition. It's not just a one size fits all. It's not just a one and done. So a lot of times people are looking at multiple appointments because we don't want, it's not just hand you a piece of paper and go have fun, right? And so if we want to get consistent results, we have to go through the coaching and the counseling, and then we have to move into that kind of maintenance phase and let's try some things out and see what's working and then ask questions. So it can be upwards of 150 or more an hour. And it's very, very important that we do multiple appointments so that you're getting the results that you're looking for, because I am not going to just throw you out into the wild. You know, we need to make sure that what we're talking about is working.
Yeah, I personally have looked into dietitian plans before. If you don't know, I am deep in the exercise side of things, but I'm not deep in the nutrition side. And it's always been a struggle for me. So I recently looked into to see what I would have to pay to hire a dietitian before I met Jen. You guys, it was $150 an hour, and it was a minimum requirement of at least 15 sessions. I was like, holy cow, that's my whole life savings. I can't do that.
It's actually at the low
Then
end.
let's go.
150 an hour is actually at the low end.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so crazy. But guess what, guys? Don't worry. I'm so excited to tell you what we're going to tell you. If you're like, wait a minute, I have to do 15 sessions. Hold on. Here it comes. Okay. So I'm a personal fitness trainer. And one of the reasons that I coach online now instead of at a gym is because what I was taught in college and what I was required to do at the gym did not get women results. It worked great for men. It worked great for 20-year-olds. It worked great for college kids and high school students. But women between the ages of 35 and 75, we could not get results using these same methods, and it frustrated the heck out of me. And so I finally was like, all right, I got to stop this madness and figure this out. And so I stopped working at the gym. I started my own company at home, and I went deep into the research about women in that phase specifically. And you guys, I went from having to charge $75 an hour. That was one of my other biggest frustrations with the gym. Is people would come in and be like, oh, well, I need, I have this and this and this, and I really need the help. But I have 4 kids at home, and some of them are like stay-at-home moms, and they're like, well, I really don't have the income for this right now. To be able to not be able to help these people was so insanely frustrating for me. Jen has had the same experience. I know that she has, of just like, there's so many people that I could help, but because of what I have to charge legally, I have to charge that. And it limits the number of people that have access to what they need. Raise your hand or put an emoji in the comments if you have ever needed something and money was the reason that you couldn't have it. Whether it was personal training, dietitian, work stuff, whatever, just type an emoji in the comments here if that has been a restriction for you. It's super frustrating. And so that was one of the reasons that Jen and I came together and we're like, if we build a program online, we can solve that problem. We can solve that problem. We don't have to charge $75 an hour. We don't have to charge $150 an hour. We can do a better way. So let's see what else we offer. What else is involved in this process? Okay. So sometimes we have to go to a specialist. You got to go get your lab work done. You got to go talk to your doctor. You got to go to, get a referral to go to a specialist or all of these things just to get some questions answered, right? To get 6 minutes in a doctor's office is like a big deal. Like to get 6 minutes with an actual professional it's a significant amount of time, and it costs you more than $500, I would bet. The last time we tried to do this, my husband went in for a hormone replacement consultation. It was almost $800, and we only got to speak to the guy for a few minutes. And I was like, holy cow, like what is this craziness? So what we do is we solve that problem as well. Jen and I are like, how do we get the people that are experts on things that we are not experts on? We are not experts in hormone replacement therapy, but we can certainly give you guidelines that go along with it to support it. We are not experts on, supplements and peptides and those kinds of things, but we can bring people in who are. Okay, so that's one of the other problems that we wanted to solve is like, how do we give people access to specialists without charging them $500 an hour?
Susie, did you mention that we have some guest speakers that come into the program too? We need to talk about that. That's really exciting.
Haven't yet, but we're gonna. Okay, keep it going. What other problems are we solving? The problem with trial and freaking error. How many of you have like bought 56 kinds of supplements and they made it worse? Or you bought the supplement because you like bought into the thing of like, oh, this is going to solve all of your problems. And you're like, oh, that's me. Then you buy the thing and you never use it. Yeah, me. Okay, so gym memberships. Let's talk about gym memberships that you don't use. Do you know why the gym charges you monthly fee? That's why, because they know you're not going to use it as often as you want to, but it's a benefit for them. Health foods. Maybe we buy all this stuff and we're like, hey, I'm going to go to the grocery store and buy all this stuff. But then we get home, we're like, I don't know what to do with this. And then it goes bad and we feed it to the chickens, right? That's a problem. Okay. We don't want that for you anymore. We want to get you your time back. We want to get you your money back. We want to stop wasting your time. Ladies, this is the time of life you should be enjoying, not exploring. So we've done the research for you. We've done the exploration part for you. All right, Jen, I don't even remember what's coming next.
No, I don't either. But the other thing to just remind everybody, I'm also a therapist. So that anxiety, that depression, that overwhelm, that stress that is happening for a lot of women at this stage of life. Some people have said, I really wish that I could find a dietitian that's also a therapist. And I'm like, well, that would be me. So just so you know, it's like there's a whole bunch more here than just nutrition and exercise. There's so much more to what we do.
And I didn't even put that on the list, duh. So you can tell I made the slide. Hello, Jen's a therapist, you guys. I spent so much money on therapy last year, and now Jen is my therapist, and it's amazing. So this number is off because I didn't even include that therapy bit in here. But this potentially, if you're doing all the things out in the wild, you're paying somewhere around $4,000 for this stuff. You guys, we are not asking you to pay $4,000. That is ridiculous. The money part of it is one of the biggest frustrations for Jen and I. Jen, let's keep going. Take it away.
So we always talk about, we want these things. Everybody that we talk to, everybody that comes in through the door to talk to me or to Susie, we have lots of different things that they'll come in with, right? So a lot of times it's, I don't know where to start. I don't even know what's the first thing that I should start with, right? So there's this prioritization of, I know I want to be healthy. I haven't talked to anybody yet that says I want to be less healthy or I want to be unhealthy. Everybody wants to be healthy, but what does that look like in this day and age, right? When we have all of this information coming at us, we can go onto Instagram and there's millions of influencers. You go onto TikTok and there's a bunch of different recipes. Like, what is it that I'm supposed to focus on? I'm so overwhelmed by all of it in the midst of hormone fluctuations and being tired and not knowing which direction to go into. And so there's a lot of different things that can keep us stuck, right? So it might be that you don't know where to start. It might be that lack of accountability. Like, if we don't understand what's going on in our own body, how can we help the people around us to understand how to help us? So we don't even know the questions to ask. We don't know where to start when we're looking for that help and that support. So that accountability is really key. And you have two people right off the bat with Susie and I that are there that get it. We're in it. Personally, professionally, we've seen hundreds of women. We know the struggles that you're going through. And then on top of that, the women that are in the group, the other Menopause Empowerment Circle members, they're all living it too. So it is right away a group of like-minded women. A lot of times people are struggling with sticking with it. It all sounds good in theory, right? A lot of times I'll see people in my office and I'll see them the first appointment and they're all gung-ho and ready to go. And that sounds wonderful until you go home and real life hits. And then it's like, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know what to do with that. I'm tired. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. Like Susie mentioned, I can't afford it. That's a big kind of barrier for people. And that is definitely one that we have annihilated. We've eliminated that because what we offer is just an amazing thing to be able to do that for the price that we're able to offer it for. And then people really struggle. You can see half of this graph is struggling to prioritize yourself, which means it's not selfish to put yourself first. It's not selfish to spend the time and the effort to reach your goals, but we have to get to a place where we're okay with that. We have to understand that we're worth the time, the effort, the money, the struggle to get to where we want to go. If we continue to stay stuck, we're going to stay stuck. We have to do something different to get out of that. And so many times it has to be somebody outside of us that can help with that accountability and help with that. Let me help you see how worthy of this you are, because just by being you, you're worthy. But we don't internalize that. So we know that, but we don't internalize it. So we help you kind of through the therapy, through the weekly calls, through all of these things, we help you see that differently and help you prioritize that so you don't feel selfish, because you certainly aren't when you're prioritizing your own health.
Totally. All right. So what do you get if you join the Menopause Empowerment Circle? How did we solve this problem? All of you were like, well, what are we even talking about? What you get is, first of all, you get the beautiful privilege of meeting with a dietitian 12 times a month. I don't know about you, but this to me is 100% stress relief. Having Jen at my fingertips is such a gift. It's such a blessing for me. I absolutely love access to this woman and her beautiful brain. It's incredible what she is able to teach us. And so premium members, we get to meet 3 times a week in one way or another, whether it's calls or check-ins or some format. We don't have a huge amount of time, and it's certainly not a required amount of time, but we do have the ability to reach out to you and have that accountability piece. One of the other reasons that I quit the gym back in the personal training days was I would meet with people maybe once or twice a week, and there were 6 or 5 other days that week, and they would blow it those other weeks or those other days and then come and try to get everything done in an hour. It's impossible. But if you have consistent access to these coaches, it's consistent access to somebody, you can talk to us every single day, you guys. It's incredible what we've been able to build with this online platform. Such a gift. All right. So if you were to pay for Jen, it would be somewhere around $1,800 a month or more, and $600 a month or more, depending on which of these 2 programs you choose. We do have 2 pathways if you haven't figured that out yet. You got a premium membership and a standard membership. So same thing with a personal trainer. How many of you have paid for 3 days a week with a personal trainer for months and months at a time? it gets expensive. One of the reasons I left the gym, you guys, I want this for you, and I don't want money to be the reason that you can't have the success that you want. So whether you're a premium member 12 times a month or standard member every single week, specialists. Okay, Jen brought this up a minute ago. This is so exciting, you guys. Because of the way that we have developed this group, people want to come in and be guest speakers for us. And so they get to come and present information to you that is beyond our scope. So if you're coming into the program and you're like, oh, I don't know if this will work for me because I don't know if it covers this or that, tell us what this or that is, and we'll bring in an expert who will cover that for free. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You don't have to pay for these experts. Sometimes we'll bring in a panel of a bunch of them. A panel of a bunch of doctors in the same room would cost you thousands of dollars, but we're doing it for free in part of this program. I'm so excited to offer this, you guys. So awesome. Jen, what else do we get? What else do they get in this program?
So definitely a clear path. How many of you have gone online and you're starting to look, search menopause nutrition or menopause fitness or menopause mental health, whatever. And it's so confusing because every page has a different recommendation. And sometimes they sort of support each other and sometimes they don't. And then there's a list of 100 things that we're supposed to do. And then on top of that, we're supposed to get enough sleep. And on top of that, we're supposed to plan our meals and get our exercise in and all of these things. And it's like, how am I supposed to keep track of all of those things? So the weekly coaching, we personalize that. When you show up and you're in it to win it, we are there. We have lots of great conversations. We laugh a lot. Sometimes we cry. We definitely support one another, but it's all about education and implementation, not education for the sake of knowledge, but education for the sake of implementation. We want the transformation, we want you to transform. So we have that implementation as a form of transformation. If you're not transforming, then what are we doing, right? So we need to make sure that we're showing up, we're having accountability. Now, if you're worried about like, I couldn't make the calls, I've got a busy life, whatever, we always have replays available. We have tons of things that are supporting you in those replays. So we have ways, different people learn differently. So we have different styles of learning in the Menopause Empowerment Circle and different ways that you can contact us and connect with us and connect with each other so that you can get the support that you're looking for.
Yeah, like she said, like we don't require anything. Like we don't require you to show up to any sort of thing, but we try to offer as much as we can so we can cover how you learn. Some of you learn with video. Some of you learn with, one-to-one, face-to-face like this. Others of you want it over messaging, so we can message that way. Others of you want the personally designed program that we just send to you, and then you check in with us once a week or twice a week. But however it works for you, we've got it set up so that it can work for you. The accountability is there, however it works for you. And Jen and I are on the other side of it so that we support the personalization of the journey. Has anyone here ever bought a course that was like, the marketing was like, oh, this is going to be so specific to me. And then you get in there and it's like, what? Who is this even for? I don't even know what they're talking about. So totally done that. This is not that, because you get personal coaching throughout the program.
Yeah. So there's all kinds of ways that we support you. We have the support aspect. We have the group community where, we're having conversation. You can post in the group. We get answers to each other's questions and that kind of thing. And Susie and I are in there all the time, making sure that you're, getting the answers that you need and the support that you need as well. And then we go through, we call it our 12 branches of health. It's basically 12 topics that are associated with midlife. And we expand on each one of those. We might be talking about bone health. We might be talking about hot flashes. We might be talking about sleep. We might even throw in there some information about sex health. There's all kinds of things in there. Everything that is affecting your body physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, we're going to touch on it in one way or another. And the great thing is this program is for you. So it's constantly evolving and changing because we're constantly getting new information to add to it to support you guys in the best way possible. This is not a static program. We are not just one and done here. We don't just put the information in there and leave it. That's why we have the group calls. That's why we continue to update the information. That's why we bring in the guest speakers, because it is a constantly evolving, just like our bodies, it's constantly evolving.
Yeah. Those of you that are in the program, if there's any of you that are here that are still watching, type in the word change in the comments if you've seen us change the program while you were in it. We update stuff. We get your feedback, we take it, and then we change it so that it becomes better. And we love that. We love that interaction with you guys in there. We're not here here's our expertise. It's perfect. Run with it. Like, we're here in the process with you. Jen and I are both in the middle of this. She's postmenopausal. I'm perimenopausal. We're in the process with you, and we're learning it just along and personalizing it to us too. We practice what we preach, and we'll tell you how it's going. So we're not going to ask you to pay any of those ridiculous numbers. $4,000 is ludicrous. We're not even going to ask for anything close to that. But we do want you to think about yourself for a minute. Which of these is the reason that you're not reaching your goal? Is it because you can't afford it? Well, that problem's about to be solved. Is it because you don't know what to do? Well, that problem's about to be solved. We're going to tell you exactly what to do. If it's because of lack of accountability, not anymore. If it's because you can't stick to it, well, not anymore. And if it's because you can't prioritize yourself, that's why we're here. And we're so excited to get you in here and help you overcome any of these barriers.
We always like to say we lovingly support you and encourage you to make the changes that we're asking you to make, but we're also not here to judge. And we don't know what kind, your life is your life and you have your own things that are going on. So we are here to support and encourage however that looks like for you, because lovingly challenging the comfort zone of keeping things the same, that's kind of where we're at. We want to make sure you're moving through it so you can get the results that you're looking for.
Yes. And we seriously want every single one of you to have access to a healthy lifestyle. This is going to make me emotional, you guys. Like, this really is why we do this. We want every single one of you to have access to what you need. We don't want any woman to feel like she has to go through this midlife change alone. You don't. Whatever your situation is, you are welcome in this community and we want you here. So we have set this up in multiple ways to make it so it's one, affordable, and two, doable. So whether it's your schedule or other things you have going on, we know you're busy. So for premium members, you get 12 either calls or check-ins throughout the month with both Jen and I. For standard members, you get 4 calls. So that's 1 per week. Everybody gets access to the monthly guests. Oh, and we didn't mention that we bring those guests in based on your questions. If you come in and you ask us something we don't know the answer to, guess what? We bring in somebody who does. And it's a beautiful thing. And we're so privileged to be a part of the journey. And then we have the weekly coaching is for everybody. The support group is for everybody. The 12 branches of help is for everybody. All the courses on deep topics. The premium members, they get a deeper look at several different topics. We talk about things like GLP-1s and things like hormone therapy and things like that with our premium members. But for our standard members, most of you that will come in the standard membership, you just want a simple path. And so we're keeping it simple for you. We understand that. Most of you that come in for the premium membership, you kind of want it done for you. We're going to give you the meal plan that's right for you, your schedule, your family. We're going to give you the workout plan that's right for you, your schedule, your family, your bones, your body, your injuries. And then, so that's kind of the difference between the two. Simple is, if you want it simple and straightforward, that's the standard plan. If you want it really involved and done for you and all the things, we just tell you exactly what to do and you don't even have to make decisions about it, that's the premium plan.
All right. So go ahead, Susie, if you want to cover the grand finale.
So this is the moment you've all been waiting for, right? Well, how much is the dang thing? Okay, so the premium program is $147 a month, or better yet, we want our premium members. This is for people who really want a significant change. You can't do that in a month. So we recommend that you buy the whole year. And right now we've discounted the price of the year, 40% off, you guys, 43% off if you want to get specific, but you can get a whole year with both of us for $997. We just told you it was $4,000 a month. You're getting this for $1,000 or less than $1,000 for the whole year. It's amazing. So we have several year members in here, and we're so excited to be able to work with them for that whole entire time and walk you through from right where you are to exactly where you want to be. So we highly encourage you. This is our best value, the $997 per year. This is the best value of all the programs that we offer here. We highly recommend that if you are on the fence considering health coaching, jump in at this price. It's the best you can do. For standard, again, this is just accessible. We just want everybody to be able to have access. So $67 a month. That is less than the price of one personal training session. That is less than half the price of one dietitian session. This is way less than half the price of a session with a therapist. And this is a whole month, you guys. So $67 for the whole month. Or again, we'll discount it if you stick around for a year. So you get 17% off, and it's $670 for the year if you buy the standard program for the year.
So if you are ready to spend time with us, because we are excited to spend time with you, we would love to see you in there. And we forgot the best part, Susie.
What's the best part?
We went all through this and we forgot the best part. Anybody that enters into the program gets 7 days to try us out. They can do a 7-day free trial. Just anybody. You can be looking at the premium, you can be looking at the standard, it doesn't matter. 7 days to come in, check it out, look around, see what works best for you, meet some of the other members, ask some questions, get some support, go to at least one of the coaching calls, and then you can decide for yourself. So we're excited about it. You can tell we're excited because we have worked really hard to get to this place where we get to offer this to you. We are so honored to be able to do that, but you get to get in there for a whole week for free. Who doesn't want to do that?
I totally. Yeah. Let's pull up that slide. Will you pull up 2 slides more?
Sure.
That's the one. Okay, you guys, this is the website. MEC stands for Menopause Empowerment Circle, and the reset is our process. This is our signature process. So the website is mecreset.com/free. We will also drop this link in the comments below this video. If you jump in now, you can get it in for free. Okay, so try out 7 days for free, whichever program you want. If you're like, I don't know if I want standard or premium, check them out. Like, go in there and see. Try it for 7 days and then let us know if you want to switch. We would love to have you in here. mecreset.com/free.
All right.
And last but not least, if any of this is overwhelming and you're like, I don't want to jump in with a coach yet, but this was good information. We know the information is good. We know the information is needed. Jen and I have done thousands of hours of research and practice and exercise and experience with clients. And we have funneled all of our brains, all of our knowledge. You guys, this took us 2 months to write this book. We have funneled everything into an ebook with pictures. Okay, it takes 15 minutes to read. Put a thumbs down emoji in the comments if you have ever started a self-help book, got overwhelmed by chapter 2, and then quit. Guess what? There's no chapter 2. You guys, you can do the whole thing. It's 12 pages long. Like, I'm so excited about it. So if you're like, I don't want to jump into a coaching program yet, cool. Buy the ebook for $5. Okay. You're going to go to, I didn't even put the website on here, mecreset.com/ebook. Okay. mecreset.com/ebook. You can grab our 15-minute read, but know this, knowing and doing are very different things. So we actually encourage you to do both. Those of you that are in the Menopause Empowerment Circle, you get this book for free. These are the 12 things that we cover over the 12 weeks. You have all of these resources already. So don't go buy the ebook if you're in the program because you already have it for free. But those of you that are like, I don't know if I want to get in the program yet. First of all, do the 7-day trial. And then second, go buy yourself the ebook and let's get started.
All right. So if you have any questions, anything else that we can clarify for you, feel free to drop it below this video in the group. We are happy to answer any questions that you have. And I think that's all for today, right, Susie?
That's it. You guys, Jen and I are just here to help menopause make menopause make sense. That's what we're doing, okay? We hope this has been really helpful for you. We hope you got a lot out of that strength training bit where you're learning why we do the 4 sets with rest between, why we do the 10%. And if you want more, you want that full strength training secrets 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 method, that's one of the 12 things in that ebook. It's one of the 12 weeks that we spend a full week focusing on just that one thing so that you can actually do it. We want to go from information to transformation. So you guys, we hope desperately that we see you in the mecreset.com because we want you to succeed. And we're offering this program simply because we know it works. And we know that so many women out there, you're suffering in silence. You're suffering unneeded. You don't need to do it the hard way. So jump in here, try the free trial, see how it goes for you. We'll be so excited to hear from you. And we'll see you in the MEC.
See you, ladies.